Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm amazing, man. Lovely day
Cool,
today. I'm
cool, cool.
calling from the UK right now. We just had a bit of a heat wave, but now it's got back to the classic.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's
so
now we're back to the good old rain and gray skies. So all good over here.
yeah, I'm in Spain, and I actually saw on the news the other day that you got like the Spanish heat, like that. There's like a wave or whatever happens in the sky. I don't know, and it like pushed all Spain's heat up north. And apparently, you
It,
got it. You got all the heat.
it felt like that. Now I was just telling you before we went live that I was in Mallorca, so it felt like I was back on the island there for a second. But yeah, just it's funny in the UK when things get, because I grew up in California, so I'm very familiar with like super hot weather. But as
Yeah.
soon as it becomes like I'm still a Fahrenheit guy, so I struggle with Celsius. So apologies to your Celsius audience. But as soon as it gets to be like 85, something like that, everyone in the UK just starts melting. And originally, it wasn't an issue for me, but now I've been here for a few years. I agree, it's too damn hot. So we're happy to have the rain back today.
Yeah, well, we're sitting at a cool day today. We've got like 33 degrees, which
Oh,
is
that's
I
fine.
don't know. I don't know what Fahrenheit is, but yeah, it's like probably really hot for the UK, but like it's a nice day here. So yeah, I'm looking forward to well, not looking forward to it, but instead of walking the dog, I'm gonna go to my mum's because she's got a swimming pool, and I'm gonna like take my dog there. He can like run around the garden. I think I'm gonna chill in the swimming pool for
Yeah, we
the
don't have a pool here. I don't think many people in the UK would have a pool. There'd be no reason for it. But we did have one in Mallorca when we were on holiday, and very different experience for me. Working in this industry, you're just like glued to your laptop on Telegram
yes,
all day. So for me to be
yeah.
sitting by the pool, sunning myself, I got horribly sunburned, and drinking pina coladas, it's not really my style. I kept wondering, what's going on Telegram right now. Maybe not, but it was yeah, a nice
Wow.
change of things. So yeah, cool to hear that you're in Spain, and again, as I said, just thanks for having us on today. Love to jump on and talk
Yeah,
about the
that's it.
fun work that we're doing. And just a quick shout out to you. Like I said, I saw you make some content about us completely unprompted about 6 months ago, and it really caught my
Yeah,
eye. And obviously, you guys have
cool.
a really high production quality. I didn't know you did like AMAs and podcasts too. So when my colleague said this was an opportunity to come on and chat, I thought it'd be a great idea. So thanks for that, all your support, and looking forward to the chat today.
Yeah, yeah. No, well, thank you for coming on. Yeah, I was going to introduce the AMA now. Thanking you for coming on to represent ChainGPT, right? As you're Chris, you'll be talking about them, talking us through your project, which is pretty exciting because whenever I head over to your DApp, it's like, wow, there's like so many things. Like, wow, what's this? What this? Oh, that's useful. Then it's like an NFT generator. I'm like, oh, what's that? What's that? I click on that and start making these random NFTs. There's so much to talk about, which is why I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, thank you for coming on. Yeah.
Cool. Glad to be here.
Also, also for anyone who is in, we're running a $100 worth of CGPT giveaway, and that'll be for the best question. So I'm just going to run that across the screen so anyone who joins can see that. And then the winner of the best question will be announced in my Telegram, which I'm building. So yeah, the winner will be announced there. Best question here on the post will be selected, and then the winner will be announced in my Telegram for $100 worth of CGPT. So that's pretty nice, easy
Cool.
money.
Yeah, I hope I know the answer to that question. I'll do my best.
Yeah. So kicking off, what is Chain GPT? Like, that's like the question that I like to start with, just like in
Cool. Yeah.
a nutshell.
It's a reasonable first question. Well, first of
Yeah.
all, like I said, my name is Chris Doug, and I'm the senior marketing manager of ChainGPT. A little bit about me before I get into this project that I work for. I worked in the industry for about 5 or 6 years at this point. Started out like most of us as just an investor. Probably 2019, I thought I was going to put a few $100s into Ethereum and be a millionaire. 2 weeks later, it didn't quite work out that way, as I'm sure for many of us, but it sort of opened that gateway for me to learn about this industry, the amazing tech, and of course, all the utility of decentralized applications and so on. From there, I worked at a couple of small startups, started a startup with a couple of friends in the metaverse, worked at an incubation in Binance Labs. And from there, I actually went to work at Binance. So I was the content manager at BNB Chain. If you happen to listen to any BNB Chain AMAs a couple years ago, you might recognize my voice because I did, hundreds of hours of just sort of live chats like this. So you've definitely met your
Nice.
match today, because I can yap about crypto all day long.
Oh,
So that's kind of one of my specialty skills. One of the reasons I think I've stuck around in this job and others. Just something I like to do. Just like to do live events and stuff like that. And during my time at working at BNB, I got to know ChainGPT. So I did a couple of live events just like this one with them, and got to learn about the work that they're doing. This was during that big sort of AI boom a couple years ago, where ChatGPT
yeah.
first came out, and we were all just like super taken with the tech. And I became really fascinated with ChainGPT even while I was still employed at Binance. Basically, it's a Web3 AI infrastructure with a ton of different AI Web3 tools. I like to say when I do events like this that ChainGPT has something for literally everybody. You mentioned before, there's like an NFT generator, there's a chatbot, there's launch pads, there's staking, there's even like chatbots. You can talk to like AI versions of different crypto people, like CZ, for example, and tons of cool projects, or products, I should say, that we are developing and happy to sort of tease. I've got some alpha. I don't know if I have permission to talk about some of the things I'm going to talk about today, but
Of course you do. Yeah, of course you do.
I'm just going to send it. I'm just going to say it. So stay tuned for later on, because I have planned to risk my career by sharing some of this information with you. So stay tuned. Yeah, so that's just ChainGPT in a nutshell, as you say, but lots more to share. So looking forward to getting into it.
Brilliant. Yeah. So the next sort of question I have is like more or less on how it began. How did ChainGPT begin? You may not have been around at the beginning from what you just mentioned, but maybe you sort of know, because again, that when the AI sort of was suddenly released, I think it came as a bit of a surprise, at least for me. I wasn't expecting AI to sort of be released to the public the way it was. Was ChainGPT like launched like pretty fast after? Was it already in production before sort of ChatGPT was
sort of
released to the public?
Came around like after that sort of boom in 2023 there. And yeah, so as I understand it from Elon, who is our founder and CEO, he's an absolutely amazing guy. If you search Elon ChainGPT, you can follow him on X. He does some amazing content and commentary about the space and his experience as a founder. And I think his whole idea was looking at these tools, you mentioned ChatGPT and others, was that there was this real gap in the market of specific AI tools did not exist for a Web3 oriented audience. So for example, a chatbot that's able to analyze wallets, a chatbot that has real-time access to the blockchain and can get information like this. ChainGPT has these offerings, an AI trading assistant. So if you are interested in trading a specific coin, it can analyze chart signals for you and sort of give you an indicator here or there about where things might be going, double tops, these chart signals that we're all familiar with. So yeah, it's these are just a few of the things that were on his mind as he launched. And then, as I said, we started out with just kind of, I think, a cool selection of fun products to play with. And now, getting into the maturity of the company, we're preparing to launch a full testnet and eventually mainnet of our own L1 blockchain, which is called AIVM. So I think the original idea was kind of like cool, fun, almost like toys for people to use to experience Web3 AI. But now, over time, have evolved into a full comprehensive blockchain infrastructure coming soon.
Yeah. I have a question on that, because I don't really know much about it. The L1 that you plan to launch. So like, how will that work? Would it be a tool to power the AI tools that you have? So they'll be using your own blockchain for that, or
Yeah,
what's the
that's
purpose
right.
of the AI virtual machine? Is that what it's called?
That's it. Yeah, that's the acronym. So it is, as I said, a purpose-built layer one blockchain, and basically we want to turn AI into open, trust, minimized public utility. So it's going to be built on the Cosmos SDK, and it's going to have basically this merger of GPU grade performance with cryptographic verification. So basically anyone can build, deploy, and monetize models and the whole idea is without handing
Okay.
control of GPU resources to like cloud giants that we're all familiar with. So on this platform, you can buy and sell compute. You can launch AI agents, and also our token is going to fuel the entire economy as well. So you can read the white paper. Actually, if you go to our Twitter at chain_GPT, you'll see my pinned post there. You'll see the purple robot guy, and it will have a link to the full white paper. Or if you just prefer to read a thread, short form, or a blog, middle form, so to speak, you can read all about it there.
Brilliant. Yeah, it sounds really interesting. I wasn't aware of that, so that's it's a cool way to go. And people can build their own AI agents or
That's
bots,
it.
and
You have launch, deploy, configure your own AI agents on this platform, completely decentralized.
monetize, I suppose, as well.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the idea. We
That's cool.
want to
That's
make
cool.
this into basically an entire Web3 AI economy on this blockchain.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah, it sounds really exciting. Um, Brilliant. So another question I have here is, how does it help, or how does ChainGPT help non-techie users with tasks like creating or auditing smart contracts? Like it's a bit of a difficult question, because if people are like into smart contracts and do stuff like that, then they're like a little bit techie already, I think, at least. So anyway, but how can you help people who are doing these sorts of things, or how can
Of course.
ChainGPT help
So if
people?
you're someone who's a developer and you're looking to not only generate smart contracts, but also audit them, we have an amazing tool for you. There's actually recently we changed it so there's sort of like a freemium plan. So it used to be pay gated, so you had to own like our credits through our website to actually use it, but we wanted to open it up for limited free use for people. So if you're a developer, or to your point, even if you're someone that doesn't understand smart contracts very well, you can just type in a very simple prompt like, generate me a simple lottery contract for Hedera. It will just type it up for you. Just the same way you use ChatGPT, it will come up just in a prompt. Just go to app.chaingpt.org, scroll down a little bit, find our smart contract generator. And then for more advanced instances, we all know the issues with the security of smart contracts, how they can be attacked by hackers and things like that. We also have an auditing tool, and it's amazing. I mean, even if you're not a developer, you can go tell it to generate you a broken contract, and then copy paste that same contract into the auditor, and you'll see that it will not only send you back the revised version with all of the relevant fixes, but it will also explain it to you in a way that makes sense. And one thing to point out, this is a custom LLM. We call it Solidity LLM. So this is not just like ChatGPT API, like just with a front end over it. This is actual LLM developed by our tech team. So yeah, it's really cool. I think it just breaks down those barriers to entry for people, so they can generate and audit smart contracts, and you can also deploy them through the tool as well. So it's really cool.
That's really cool. Yeah, it makes like launching an actual like project much more accessible, right? You don't need a sort of whole team of people to build you these smart contracts, because yeah, you get AI to do it, which is brilliant. Um, Talking about more or less about the paywall. I know that one of the tokens roles is it credits? Is the token a credit,
Yeah, so
or maybe I'm
through,
wrong?
through our website,
Um,
you can transfer tokens to credits, and those credits will get you even further advanced
okay,
access for use.
brilliant. Yeah, because okay, so in that case, one of your tokens, so it's CGPT's
That's
roles,
right.
is maybe transferring for credits. But what other uses does it have, or why would someone hold your token, or what
Yeah.
uses?
So,
Yeah, how can they
so
use
as
it?
we mentioned, it sort of gets access to tools, services, API access within our ecosystem, but also staking. So this is a really important one. One thing I didn't mention
Okay.
about ChainGPT at the top here, I always point this out, that there's so many things going on with this company that it can be hard to say them all in one breath. So I'll use this time to talk about our launch pads. So many people, In fact,
Got it.
most users of ChainGPT are most familiar with ChainGPT Pad, or more recently launched within the last year is Degen Pad. So these are both IDO platforms. If you didn't know, IDOs are basically a sort of a more organized version of an ICO. So basically you can, based on your tier, get a certain amount of allocation, and that allocation is paid out to you in sort of segmented bits over time. And this, I think, works nicely to stop people from this classic like pump and dump thing, right? So you have access to these tokens, but you
Yeah.
can't just immediately take them all to market. So we'd like to think that this brings more stability to the token, or excuse me, the projects and their respective tokens. Yeah, so by staking CGBT, you can achieve different tiers of tiers of access, and these will gain you better allocations going forward. So essentially, you can get more from each IDO depending on how much you've staked.
Brilliant. So staking doesn't have like a fixed return. If not, it will sort of guarantee an airdrop sort of
Yeah, you can
thing
also
of these
get
IDOs into.
launch drops, and we also have like traditional staking pools that you can check out on our website.
Brilliant. It's definitely a brilliant way of staking money, I suppose, of leaving an investment there and letting it work for you. And those IDO offerings are pretty cool. It's a way to get in early in
Yeah, and there's some
potentially
incredibly cool
brilliant
projects that we work with, projects that have gone on to be, really successful in the space in their own right. For example, like Cookie 3, a lot of people have been talking about recently. We did an IDO with them and some others, which we're really proud to see them do well, like Kima, for example. So yeah, it's fun. It's fun not only to host those IDOs, but our team, we also have an incubation arm, so we tend to work really closely. My colleague Jason, he is managing our IDOs, or excuse me, our incubations, and he sort of works with them on everything from like their marketing, product, go to market, helps write their tweets, stuff like that. So we sort of try to offer, like where appropriate, like a full spectrum amount of support to these projects, not just the launching of their token.
Yeah, brilliant. It helps them succeed as well. How often are there IDOs? Is it like weekly,
It really
monthly?
depends on the market conditions, because let's face it, just like real talk, like if the market is trash, like nobody wants to launch their token. So obviously, we've
Yeah,
been up
I
and
know.
down in the last 6 months. When I joined, a year and a half ago, there we would have 5, 6 IDOs a week sometimes. Like they would literally be that much. Recently, it's kind of slowed down, but I think it's all working towards providing the best environment for these projects to launch and be successful. So it really just depends on I don't know, let's say the price of Bitcoin, and like that's usually an indicator. So it just
Yeah,
depends.
it's doing all right at the moment. So yeah, maybe there'll be a new wave of projects coming in. Cool. So next question is one that I'm not an expert in AI tech, so maybe I won't fully understand. But the question is, how does the AI chatbot handle crypto and blockchain questions, and what data is it trained on? This is where I get a bit called out. I'm not really sure how AI is made. But I know it's like trained on some sort of data. So that's the question. Like, what sort of data is it actually trained on? Or like,
Well,
how do you
you're in
train
good
it?
company today, because I'm not a tech person either. So I just could give you the high level stuff.
Simple.
I like one of my jokes is I like to tell people I just do the Twitter. It's just one of my little. I just whenever someone asks me a technical question, I
Yeah.
tend to just shrug.
When they're asking too many questions,
I just do the
I
no,
say,
no,
yeah,
I
just
do know a fair amount. Of course, I did some preparation in
yeah, of
advance of your
course.
questions. But I think the main thing to know is that it's been trained on public smart contract repos. So, for example, like Solidity, of course, it's
Okay.
been trained on like the documentation of basically every major crypto, so it understands things about like Ethereum, Solana, BNB, for example. It has access to on-chain data and market feeds, as I said, and those are sort of the foundational ways that the AI can give you such accurate responses for queries related to blockchain, crypto, and smart contracts, etc.
Brilliant. Yeah, definitely. Because revolving around crypto is what you want. Some accurate um, responses and advice. Brilliant. Then moving on to a couple of things or a couple of features that you have. One that I really played around with a lot was the NFT generator. Like, I'm not planning on launching NFTs, but it was so fun, and I was like making loads of different versions of cool NFTs. And NFTs, I sort of feel are picking up a little
Mm.
bit again. So maybe there's some interest in this right now. So how can someone create an NFT, and like what type of NFTs can they make? Is it like, well, yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
that's the question.
you can make anything you want, like bordering on like the sexual or explicit. We try to encourage people away from those. But yeah, basically just go
Yeah.
to nft.chaingpt.org. Try it out, guys. If you're listening on your phone or your computer, just open up a new tab for me, nft.chaingpt.org. It's free. Like everything else in our ecosystem, if you want advanced functionality, like you want to create like tens of thousands of NFTs at once, which is actually possible, that is going to cost you a small amount of credits through our system. But basically, yeah, it's an amazing tool. What I really like is you can make like these really robust and extensive collections, like you pointed out. You can get tons of different versions of ideas. We're constantly updating the models so they are like competitive with some of the better NFT generators. And then the cool thing is that not only can you make the images, like, okay, let's say, we've heard about people, for example, like making images for t-shirts or for mugs or for their brand or something like that, which is easily done. But you can actually then go ahead and mint them on literally like tons of different blockchain, guys. Like you name it, you can probably mint
Okay.
an NFT on the blockchain of your choice, to like more obscure ones, like I mentioned Hedera earlier, and like a ton others. So you can either, okay, this is something I'm about to drop something right now. Again, not sure I'm supposed to say this. I'm just gonna say it. If my boss is
Right.
listening to this, I'm trying to promote the products. So the Magic Eden, we are going to announce the integration with Magic Eden soon, which everybody knows is like a super popular NFT marketplace. Basically, now you can mint
Yeah.
your NFTs generated with our tool straight onto Magic Eden. This is supposed to be announced this week, so hopefully it doesn't get called off. But essentially, it's really cool, right? It reduces a lot of friction. So um, you don't have to know anything. You don't know how to code, be an artist, or even go onto Magic Eden itself. You can just mint directly onto Solana using that tool, and I think that's a really cool use case for it. It's really fun. We play around a lot with it, a ton. We've done like fun content on our feed relating to the product. So yeah.
Yeah. Exciting. Exciting. Yeah, definitely making life a lot easier as well. Going straight onto the marketplace. Brilliant. Um, another question about another feature that I also think's really valuable is the trading assistant, or the AI trading assistant. Um, how can that help people with their trades? So can it like analyze any token? Is it going to be like is it like a list of tokens to choose
There's a
from?
list of
Is it like buy now, sell now, or is it like more indicators and stuff like
tokens.
that? How
Yeah,
does
so
that
it's
one
mostly
work?
indicators. I don't think it's quite every single coin in existence, but it's basically, as I said earlier,
Yeah,
most coins that you would have ever heard of are going to be available to you on this tool. Um, it is not. It is an assistant in that it gives you indicators based on what you prompt and select. It is not like a full AI trading, like it's going to trade your crypto for you. Maybe one day, I think that would be a
yeah,
cool product idea. Um, yeah, I think that'd be something that would be cool for the higher ups to consider developing. But for now, yeah, to your point,
yeah,
it can analyze different like candlestick patterns, flags like moving, average crossovers. It can detect like overbought, oversold. It can give you like
yeah,
information about like support and resistance zones, which is really important. I think, when I mentioned earlier, when I first started out trading crypto, and you know 7 years ago, and I've lost untold thousands in that effort, it would have been really useful to have a tool like this that could have sort of warned me, don't buy right now, or this is a good time to sell, or something like that. So yeah, it's a pretty useful tool, and I've heard about people integrating it into their sort of daily trading strategy.
yeah. I bet. Yeah, because yeah, trading is it's something that I'm trying to learn as well right now, and yeah, having some help definitely is handy because yeah, you can get in like the wrong time and sort of just
Yeah.
stuck there waiting and hoping, like wishing. And if you'd known or if you'd had like a hint from like a tool like that, maybe it would have saved you the even if it's just the stress, you know, 'cause even if it goes back up again, you're down and like, oh my god, it's a bit stressful. So yeah, definitely a great tool. So yeah, and then one more about features, and then we'll move on to something about like milestones and updates. So this is about the chatbot, the AI chatbot, and how it works on Telegram and Discord. Um, how does that work?
Yeah, so it's literally the exact same, whether you want to go into our app. I mentioned it's also, you can find it on Telegram as well. Um, exact same thing. You can also do it with NFTs too, right? So you can not only ask questions about crypto, um, but you can also generate NFTs. And yeah, I think it's really cool. You can do all of this through Discord and Telegram bots.
Okay, all right, cool. So it's like you're able to chat to the AI
Yeah,
bot directly in Telegram.
yeah, just message it on Telegram, and then also we have an API SDK. So, for example, if you like personally, for example, I know you mentioned like you guys have a Telegram. You can also integrate with us, and we have an API SDK, and you can have a chatbot right within your community. So, like, let's say you guys are having a discussion about some coin, someone could tag it, and then it would literally just respond right there and give you the lowdown on the coin.
Cool. Yeah, sounds amazing. Yeah, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Cool. Before moving on, because we're about half an hour in, I think. So I'm just going to remind everyone about the pretty cool giveaway for the best question. We're giving away $100 worth of CGPT for the best question. So comment here on the post any questions you've got, and then we'll select the best one, and we'll announce that in my Telegram. So you have to join that as well to find out if you've won those $100.
Who gets to pick the question? Is it me or you?
You can choose.
You got to let me pick. I need a softball. Let me pick the question.
Yeah. You can choose the question. We can scroll through in a bit if you want. We'll leave like
Yeah, no
we'll leave
rush.
like 15 minutes to go through. We'll go through a couple of questions, then you
I
can
already
rest.
see some good ones here. I have them here in the chat in our little interface here. So yeah, I'll pick
Yeah,
a nice question. Sometimes these
yeah.
people on AMAs have crazy questions. I don't know if you've ever been through this before, but I've been asked some questions where I'd be like, I don't get paid enough to tell you the answer to this.
Yeah, I know. The community are they know what they're talking about, and they know what questions to ask. Yeah, uh, yeah. Brilliant. So next question is about sort of recent updates and milestones, and the first one is it's what's your biggest win from 2024? But like that's already like 6 months ago. So what's the biggest win like you've had recently? What's the best thing that you've integrated into ChainGPT, or what your favorite moment from the
Yeah.
last year?
So I'll cheat a little bit and I'll go back to January of 2025, which is when we got listed on Binance. This was
Oh
just
right,
a really,
yes,
really cool moment for us. Obviously, I told you that I had worked at Binance before, so I'd always seen ChainGPT and thought, this would be a great project to make it onto the exchange. And the funny thing is, guys, about getting listed on Binance, like there's nobody tells you like 2 weeks before, like, hey, you're about to be listed on Binance. Like it just happens. It's not like something that you can just plan for. So literally one day we just wake up and we see that there's been a blog post by Binance and ChainGPT has been listed. So then we're in full like it's like the fireman going off to a fire for the content team. We're writing blogs and tweets and creating assets. Maybe it's not as serious as a fire, but that's the analogy I chose in this moment. It
yeah,
was a busy day to put it simply. So
I
that it
bet.
was just a really cool, like rewarding moment for our holders, for our community. for the project itself to get that amount of attention. And yeah, so that was something that was really significant to me, and just cool to be a part of, to see a
Yeah.
success like that. And then maybe more recently, I know we talked about AIVM earlier in the conversation, but just to sort of reiterate, like, what a big deal this is, right? To go from a chatbot and to a full-fledged layer one blockchain. Like, we're going to have our own blockchain, and to work on the white paper, some really dense technical concepts, talking with the dev team and the people that are, working on this day and night, to be able to sort of take in their vision, and then how can we sort of convey that through content, whether it be like videos or posts or graphics and stuff like that. So that's just been something really fun to work on this year. And we have much more AIVM news and content coming out, and a really cool actual campaign that one of my colleagues has designed that I can't wait. This one I'm not going to reveal today, but like, just stay tuned, follow us, and there's going to be some really cool activations for AIVM as we get closer to that test net.
Yeah, what can you mention when the testnet's predicted to be launched? Is it soon, or is it a couple months?
So the idea is late 2025. Always with the
Nice.
caveat of saying, of when you're developing something this complex, you're never 100% sure what's going to happen, and if things tend to get delayed, it's for a good reason, right? It's to make sure that the tech is as good as it possibly needs to be. But that's the latest information that I have, is towards the end of 2025.
Brilliant. So you'll be mega busy until then and after as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely working hard. So yeah, being listed on Binance was something that was deserved. It's crazy though. They there's like no warning. You just, like, there's a blog post and then.
Well, no, I think it's because of, it's like a regulatory or a compliance thing, right? Because if you're about to be
Okay.
listed, you could probably plan some sort of, weirdness, which is not what we're about at all. So
Yeah.
I would have to imagine there's some like legal reason there. But yeah, it's like you just wake up one day, normal day at work. Nope, biggest day in the company's history. So
Yeah. You woke up like expecting a normal day, and then
yeah.
changes the whole thing. Okay, cool. I also have another question on Nova AI agent on X. Is that
Nova.
Nova?
Yes. So
Brilliant.
this is cool. So we launched a couple of AI agents, and these are kind of just more like simplistic, like rudimentary agents, but I think they were more so just to, um, you recall about 3 or 4 months ago, maybe more AI agents were the big sort of narrative, especially
Yeah,
in
there
Web3
were.
AI. And basically,
Yeah.
these are auto posting a couple of agents. So we have one that's called ChainGPT AI agent, and ChainGPT Nova, which you just mentioned. One is for market analysis, and the other is for crypto news. So I think a lot of times these sort of auto-generated content like is kind of bland and you can skip over. But I actually think the output of these accounts are really rich and interesting. So they're based on our LLM, and they are just do their respective duties, and whether it's providing you with news or providing you with crypto updates. And they're quite amusing, and they don't sleep, right? So they're just constantly pushing out content. So something happens in the time
Yes.
zone where one of us or another would be asleep, the Nova agents has got you. So it's going to have these up-to-date news blasts. And like I said, they're just simple things, right? We actually recently released Agentic OS, which is basically the open sourcing of this technology. So if you're interested in launching your own AI agent on X or Telegram, you can basically just integrate with that SDK API offering, and then just train it how you want, and it will just auto post for you. So I think it's a really cool, just sort of small example or use case of how we're planning to work with AI agents going forward.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, you say small, but like for me, it's like mind blowing how it all works. But yeah, no, it's small compared to everything else that you've got going on. Brilliant. And then we've got one more question from here. Then we'll move on to some other questions about the future, and then after that, we'll choose some questions from the community, because there's been loads of questions actually. That's pretty cool. So again, I'm not sure about this one, but how does Chainlink CCIP and Polygon integration improve the user experience?
Yeah, so the Polygon one is quite simple.
Okay.
It's basically just an integration with our AI NFT generator. So basically, that was
Okay.
just to announce the ability for people to mint their NFTs on Polygon. For CCIP, this is basically an interoperability solution. And obviously, Chainlink has like a track record for security and reliability. So this is just something that we integrated with our infrastructure to help us build cross-chain functionality within our AI hub. So yeah.
Brilliant. Big. I think they're pretty big things. I think with those two, massive players in crypto. So yeah, nice. So moving back again to the things we've touched on before, but maybe you can add a little bit more and go a bit more into depth on them. For example, staking. So how do the staking and burn mechanisms benefit the token, and how do they keep the ecosystem healthy? So we talked about sort of rewards, but how does it help the ecosystem?
Yeah. So as you mentioned, we do have a burn mechanism. We have different staking pools. So 45 days, 90 days, 180 days, 365 days. Each of those have different yields.
Okay.
For every $1 in CGPT that you stake, you earn a tier point. And as I mentioned before, there's different tier rewards. And yeah, so these are just some of the options that you have through staking. We also have a full burn data dashboard. So if you go to, let me see if I can bring it up here on my side, the CGPT burn dashboard. Aha, here it is. The deflationary burn dashboard. Yeah, it's really cool. You can check out the all-time burn. Go
So you
ahead.
might be able to share it if you want. I'm not sure if you can share it. I'm not sure if you want to. If you can.
Let me see if I can bring it up here. If I had known I could share screen, maybe would have done it earlier. But for now, I'll just chat about it a little bit.
Yeah. Go on.
So yeah, you can basically access this really cool dashboard here. You can see, for example, all-time burned CGPT. You can see how many
Uh-huh.
tokens were burned in the last 24 hours. If you're interested, it's just app.chaingpt.org/burn dashboard. So for example, like of all time, we've burned 2 million CGPT. We have
Nice.
a whole burn mechanism. It breaks down on this dashboard between the prompt marketplace, the AI tools, and also you can see what wallets are burning the most, and then what percentage of our token is circulated versus non-circulated versus what's been burned. So yeah, if you're interested in this kind of thing, make sure to check it out. Again, it's just app.chaingpt.org/burn dashboard. And I think it's like anything else, right? It's deflationary. We're supposed to support the whole ecosystem and keep that token healthy. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely worth checking out, especially if you're. I'm not mega into all of those sort of metrics and stuff like that, but I still enjoy having a little look and
Yeah, I can't say
understanding.
burning tokens is the most exciting thing on earth, but if that's your cup of tea, we have a dashboard for you. So
Yeah, if you're really into it. Okay, and then we'll probably one more question, and then we'll go on to the community stuff. Again, we talked about it a little bit before about the IDOs. So again, we talked about you talked about how you actually support them, but how can someone like be chosen, or how can like an early stage project get in like touch with you guys, I suppose, and get your support? How would the process work?
yeah, it's a great question. So first of all, our team is amazingly connected throughout this entire industry, like with a ton
Yeah.
of different founders and VCs and individuals like that. So I think that there's always, within the upper echelons of the company, they're always sort of working with their respective partners and friends and colleagues to sort of identify projects that have like potential. So I will say one thing is that the projects that we launch are heavily vetted and legit. Like we don't just push anything out there for, a pump and dump, or anything out there that we don't believe in on a technical level. Obviously, we want things to succeed in terms of, the finances, right? But at the end of the day, for us, the most important thing is the usability of the project, the functionality, the
Yeah.
utility, and so on, right? So projects are heavily vetted. We want to make sure that they have like sustainable in terms of sustainability in terms of their tokenomics. We also want to make sure that they are marketable, right? So this is another thing where you mentioned how we support them. We want to make sure, I mean, it's even the simplest stuff, right? From like your branding, your logo, your style. So these are all things that are taken into consideration. And also, we want to see that you have some existing community and hype as well, right? So we not only do IDOs, but we also do things called launch drops too, where you can basically just register and you'll just receive tokens. You'll just receive like an airdrop of tokens, basically. So these have been a new thing this past few months, and yeah, we've had a number of really cool launches on this platform. And like I said, I think we're really proud of the quality of projects that we select. There is actually, if you go on our website, yeah, I'm looking at it right now. So check it out, pad.chaingpt.org. There is an actual application form. So if you scroll down, you'll see a banner with our little robot icon that says, "Want to launch your project on ChainGPT Pad?" So yeah, and we offer like a frictionless token sale process, tier one marketing support, and of course like security audit, incident response, cool package of stuff. I will say, you know, a lot of people who apply through this sort of form aren't necessarily fit to work with us. Like we're not just like putting anybody out there. So like it's important to just keep your expectations in check. But if you are an actual community, oh, here we go. Thank you for bringing it up there. Yeah.
Yeah,
So if you,
I went to the
perfect.
was
Yeah, and
it
check out if you just scroll down. Yeah, there it is. Just a little bit further than where you just were. Yeah, this way. You'll
oh,
see
there
it
it is, yeah.
there. Go to a form. Like I said, not just anybody can come up can rock with us, but we tend to work with the best of the best. But I mean, check out this beautiful website. Like shout out to our design
It
team.
is
Like
really good.
yeah, one of the cool, and this is the V2. So like our users going back like since when I joined like a couple years ago was it was different, but then we sort of upgraded it to improve the user experience, and it's just like looks so cool. One great thing about ChainGPT that drew me in from the beginning was our design team are like just nasty talented, like super cool. Like things are gonna look amazing. So in terms of like web design and branding, so not only for us, but we lend this expertise to the IDOs that we work with too. So you can see everything here from staking pools, launch drops, and IDOs as well on ChainGPT Pad.
Yeah, I know Estate X, they're really, really solid projects. So that's a good airdrop or launch drop for them as well, I imagine. Yeah, no, the design is brilliant. That's something that's always stood out to me, and I think it's underrated how important it is for something to look, nice.
Yeah,
And yeah, just look at that. It's like,
yeah, it's most of the battle looking nice. And just to note that if you want to participate, you do have to KYC with us. That is like a legal requirement. However, it's like a super quick process. So basically just connect your wallet, you'll be prompted to KYC, and then you can get started once that's all cleared.
brilliant. Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. It's yeah, brilliant, 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 brilliant. Cool. So if you want, we can head over to the community questions. Hang on, I'm just gonna stop sharing that. Can I stop sharing that? There we go.
Cool. I think I found a good one here.
Really brilliant.
I found,
I'm
I
just going to
found a
remind everyone about the questions, though. So we'll go through a couple questions now, but the best question will be chosen, and we'll win $100 worth of CGPT. I suppose that's running at the bottom, so they may have read that
it
already.
is. Yeah.
But yeah, so the best question will win $100 worth of CGPT, and then the winner will be announced in Telegram. So yeah, if you want a chance to win, then just think of a good question and ask it. And yeah, there's not hundreds of questions, so there's quite a high percentage of
I always like
high
to,
chance.
so this person is not the winner, but I always like to give an honorable mention to someone that's just posted something completely random in the comments. So the honorable mention goes to Lily Carter, who says, "Hello, my headphones aren't working right now. Can you chat instead? By the way, which game do you stream the most?" So sorry about that, Lily. We are not we are not chatting instead.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
how
I
the
know.
producer brought that one up on the screen there. So, Lily, what game do I stream the most? I'm not a streamer. Are you a streamer, Haris? You could be.
I'm not. No, I've thought about it because now I've got like all the setup. I could
You
do a
got
bit
the
of streaming
streamer
because I do
background.
like to
You got
game.
streamer like hexagons.
I know, yeah, they were for my videos, but I'm not. I'm not too keen
And
on them. But
also
yeah, I got the setup.
you are sitting in a gamer chair as well. So
I know. It may be for kids, either that or I'm just too tall.
that is a
Yeah,
child's chair. Lily, and neither of us stream. However, I'm a little bit of a gamer myself. I like to hop on the PS5. Might do that after this actually. So it's I've been playing Rematch. It's the soccer game. I don't know if anybody knows
Oh,
it, but it's a new game out. It's actually quite fun. So Lily, maybe you'll catch us on there sometime. Go head to head. But I'm gonna pick the real question now. So shout
yeah.
out to
I just
Lily.
want to touch on what you
Oh
said about rematch. Sorry.
yeah, go on.
I got it the other day. It's the only game I ever got a refund for. I
Really?
didn't enjoy it. I don't know. I'm just too much of a FIFA guy. But
It's
yeah,
actually, I mean, this is obviously a complete
yeah.
sidetrack, but
Off topic.
it's a
Yeah.
bit it's kind of funny in AMAs and spaces where you just kind of just start talking about random stuff, but um it has this glitch in it where if you score a goal or like let's say you save a goal, it will just
Okay.
count as a goal. I don't know if you've seen this before, but it'll show like a replay. You'll save the ball, it'll go careening in other direction, and it'll be like, that's a goal, 1-0. So yeah, I don't blame you for refunding it to that end. It's
No, no. It
I
was
think
all right, but just that. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't get used to it. I couldn't get used to
yeah,
it.
I don't yeah, I played FIFA a lot growing up, so I don't watch football that much these days, but I always say to
Right.
people, like, my knowledge of football is still based on, like, FIFA 12. So I still think
Yeah.
that, like, Neymar is on, like, Barcelona. It's my
Yeah.
football knowledge is so dated.
And interestingly, when I'm at home and I listen to music or whatever, my like playlist is FIFA classics.
Of course.
That's
No,
what I listen
FIFA
to.
has
Like,
the
all
FIFA's
the
banging
soundtracks.
soundtracks. Okay, so we're in agreement there. I'll go now on to just departing from
Yes.
that digression. I'll go now on to the question here from Stephen Junior King. So I don't know, this could be Stephen King, the author's son. So thank you for joining us. I'm honored. He asks, how soon can we expect an AI tool that flags suspicious NFT projects before they trend? I think this is really interesting because ChainGPT, again, I might not be supposed to be talking about this, but we are developing an InfoFi tool. So I don't know if you've heard about this, Reese, but there's this new trend called InfoFi, which is basically about like how can um, AI and tech study social media and sort of draw out these data points from whether a project is like got good mind share. This is another buzzword going around in Web3 AI
Yeah.
marketing now, which is mind share, which is basically like it's not so much how popular are you on social media, because we all know like all these projects have like fake inflated Twitter accounts. They all have tons of bots. So we are developing a tool that can help you understand the popularity of products based on their genuine support and through InfoFi means. So in terms of flagging suspicious NFT projects, I can't tell you exactly that it's going to be able to do that, but from what I've heard, we're still in the development phase for this product. This is kind of along the lines of what it's going to do. It's going to help you identify the right projects at the right time and sort of separate the what's that expression? The wheat from the chaff, or something like this. This is like a
I'm
boomer
not sure
expression.
about that expression.
But yeah, it's just basically separate the bad from the good. So
Yeah.
I just pulled an expression out from the 1800s. But yeah, so that's that's something that you might be able to expect from us. So I really like that
Yeah.
question. Yeah, so that's the one
Good
I'm
one.
going to.
That's one. Brilliant. Is it only for NFTs or is it all types of
No,
projects?
it's
And
like it's for just basically all Web3 projects on social media. Yeah.
yeah. Cool. Brilliant. Nice. Any other questions? You've spotted that seem all right?
Let me see here.
If not, we'll just wrap it up.
See here. Someone
I've got
asked about, I'm trying to find the question here. Maybe your producer can find it. But someone was asking
it's
about, I don't know if you're the producer.
I'm just scrolling through them and clicking on them. Yeah, it's me.
I'm just speaking to you like you have like a Joe Rogan Jamie in the background. Like,
Yeah, I know that'd be nice. It
please
like
pull
pull
that
up
up.
the
Someone was asking, oh yeah, about, where is it here? Someone was asking about L2s that we want to support. So there's a ton of, if you go on the NFT generator, for example, you'll see that there's a
that
ton of L2s that we support for NFT minting. One of them is Arbitrum, for example. So make sure to check that out. And like, I think one thing you'll find with ChainGPT, there you go. Thank you very much. In
is
fact,
that the one?
yeah, I think all of these, Base, Arbitrum, and Scroll. Thank you, Jamie. Yeah, this is the question here. I think all of these ones you can actually mint NFTs with. And if you, one cool thing about ChainGPT, we have done like collabs with some of the biggest names in the entire space. One question you had that I prepared an answer for was, you were asking about like a cool thing that someone's done with ChainGPT
Yeah,
tech.
yeah,
And I wanted to just talk about the CertiK integration. I don't know if you saw this, but basically everybody knows CertiK, which is the leading security platform for Web3. They have this thing called Skynet, where you can basically check out like risk summaries and like scores. But if you go on there, it's a bunch of like crazy tech, or not tech, but like just like security centric jargon and stuff that you might not understand. They
yeah.
recently integrated our API SDK LLM. So if you go on CertiK Skynet and search up like Dogecoin or something like that, it will generate an AI summary. So instead of having to sift through all of that language, you actually just get a quick little paragraph that says down at the bottom, powered by ChainGPT's Web3 LLM, and will basically just explain it all to you. So that literally has, sorry, WebGecko Labs. That has nothing to do with your question, but I was just along the line of like partnering with big names in the industry. This CertiK one was just like super cool for me because it's like a real life demonstration of our product, how it works,
That's it.
and then
Yeah.
an actual use case that's helpful, because not everybody can understand this complicated stuff about security. So yeah, check that out next time you're on CertiK Skynet.
Yeah, oh, I definitely will, because that's pretty cool. And as you said, it's like something that's actually useful and helping people to, yeah, to
I think that's it
understand.
on the questions, but these are some good questions. I think those are the two I'm gonna stick with for now.
Brilliant,
So
brilliant,
congratulations.
brilliant, brilliant. We might be able to send 50 each, maybe.
All right, let me know. I'm
Brilliant,
happy to do it.
brilliant, cool. So yeah, I think we'll sort of wrap it up here. If is anything else you want to say before we do that?
Just I've had a great time today. We've been on for an hour, but
Yeah,
it hasn't felt that long. So it's just cool to have a chat, and I really enjoy working at ChainGPT, not only for what we're doing right now, but as I mentioned. Um, oh yeah, one more thing. Okay, I promised that I
yeah,
was
go
going to
on.
say something that I probably wasn't allowed to say. We have an amazing new product coming. I'm not going to say the name of it, but basically, it's going to be a meme coin slash AI agent launcher. You can basically create your own meme coin, and it can also be agentified. So we talked earlier about that agentic OS, how people can make their own like Twitter bots. So not only can you make your own basically crypto with basically just a few clicks, but you can also agentify it. So it can now actually become a chatbot. It can become something that interacts with people on Twitter, Telegram, and so forth. So that is literal top secret information that has never been shared anywhere else
Wow,
except for the Ripto stream today. And I'm not kidding
nice.
about that. I've just risked my entire career and livelihood to tell you guys that. So do me a favor, give us a follow on social media, at underscore ChainGPT. Me and my team have a lot of fun running this account, making content for you guys, not only like updates and announcements, but also like memes and silly stuff to keep you entertained. So we'd love to hang out with you over there. So and again, thanks for having me on. It's been fun today.
Oh, definitely. It's been really good. Yeah, and anyone listening, definitely head over and check you guys out, because you're definitely running the show in AI Web3 for real. So yeah, congrats on what you're doing. I respect all the work. Even just joining now for an hour of your free time to share what you're doing, and yeah, I just appreciate that as well. So
Of
yeah, thanks
course.
for
Yeah.
coming on.
Happy to do it. And let's chat offline. Maybe there's some more ways we could work together. You guys make great content. So I'm definitely going to be checking into that end, and hopefully we can continue keep working.
Yeah,
Yeah, someone in my chat just said I broke an NDA. That's
Oh, I won't share it. I won't share it. If
yeah,
anyone wants,
this isn't live, right? So
I
thank
think
you.
it
Thank
is.
you to
Yeah,
my colleague for no, that's fine. So yeah, just get ready for that, guys. Lock in because there's some really cool stuff coming on the way. So yeah, thanks
brilliant.
again.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks for having coming on, and yeah, we'll speak soon. We'll definitely arrange another one for once the L1's live, and you
Let's
can
do
update
it.
us on that.
Let's do it.
Yeah, brilliant. So
All right,
yeah,
guys. Thank you so
thanks
much.
everyone for joining as well, and catch you in the next one. Thank you.